The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
You're in Shepparton. People around you are smoking ice. You're dabbling in a bit of that.
Yeah.
You know, you're sipping the lean and all this shit's going on. Are you running into issues there, like with violence and gangs, and does that shit come hand in hand?
I wouldn't say gangs, but I grew up with like a lot of violence. More from my like my father. He was violent as alcoholic and that. So he sort of just made like, I didn't even know, like I was going to school and like bullying cunts and fucking turning on cunts, and even as I got older, I just had a real short temper and I would just like, wouldn't ask questions and I would just punch someone, you know. But I didn't find out I was bipolar though till I was like in my early 20s as well. So once I figured that out and I got on medication for that and that, I sort of balanced out a bit and I stopped fucking being a schizo kind of nut. Yeah.
And then so when you talk about, you know, growing up in I guess in a violent house with your old man, was it just you and the old man, or was your mum around? Do you have siblings?
So I got no memory of my mum and dad being together, but my dad had the same wife from when I was like little as until I was like 20, 21 or something, and then they broke up. But I've got I grew up with a brother and a sister, and then they're my full blood, and then my dad had 2 more kids to the lady that raised me, my stepmom, Lee. But I got heaps of siblings, man, fucking all over the shop. But yeah, me and my brother copped most of it, you know what I mean? More me, because my brother was like, you know, like good. He played football and was like popular at school, and you know, used to call me a wannabe gangster and all that shit because I was just hanging around cunts like breaking into cars and burging houses and that.
At what age did you sort of start, you know, dabbling in that sort of shit, like the petty stuff, like the breaking into cars and shit like that?
That was more like just teenage years and that, when I was, I took off from home, like I ran away from home, or left home when I was like 13, 14, and my mate left home as well, my mate Ronald. And like we literally had nothing, and the blokes we started staying with, they had nothing either. They just had a house and they were just like going out every night to like this flash area in Shep and just going through the back fences and that and fucking going into houses, taking whatever you could get in it. That was like the only way we could get money in it, like to eat and shit. Otherwise we were like skinny as fuck, starving little cunts.
Yeah, wow. And so this is around 13, 14.
Yeah.
And so why did you decide to move out at that age? Was it because of the violence that was going on at home with the old man?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay. So obviously it got that bad. It got to a point where you were just like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Wow. And then so as you're going through your teenage years and you're having to do that, I guess, in order to pay your bills and eat and that, is school still a thing for you, or?
No. I got expelled from school, kicked out because of my anger and violence and punching on and all that shit. Like no one could control me at school. I was just fucked.
How old were you when you got kicked out of school? Like what year level?
Year 7. But like, it's like they didn't tell me I was expelled, right? I come back for year 8, like fresh uniform, ready to go and that. And they're like, what are you doing here and that? I mean, I was like, what do you mean? What am I doing here? I'm like, fucking come to school and shit. And the principal said, you're no longer welcome here, and he escorted me out. And then that was the last, like, after that I didn't do any school, and I couldn't get into another school in the area, so I was fucked. I did go to this school, it's for like kids that can't get into mainstream and that, and you can just smoke and don't wear uniform, do what you want and that. But then I got kicked out of there too, and then once I got kicked out of there, my dad tried to make me go work for him and shit, but yeah.
Didn't work out that way.
Nah.
And then so I guess from that point, like once you've been, you know, you're out of school, you're out of home, you're not working. I'm guessing the music stuff still hasn't, you know, started or happened yet.
I had done a little bit of music, because the first track I made, I was 14. I got into this program. It's called like Save the Children, and that's for kids that are on the verge of getting kicked out of school. But I nearly wasn't allowed to do the program because I had already been expelled. But they ended up just like saying, if you go work on the 2 days that you're meant to go to school, you can still do the program. So my dad made out like I was going to go work for him them 2 days, and they still let me do it. And then all it was like going on camps and like fun shit. I don't know why they would do that for the fucking cunts of kids and that. But just one day there was we like had a 2-day recording thing like with a rapper that his cousins with like my best mate and that. He taught me how to write properly, and like I recorded my first track with him. I think it was like 2007 or something. And then after that I just kept writing. I didn't really take nothing. I wasn't trying to rap. I was just writing on the sly. Like no one knew that I was writing and shit. And then, yeah, when I moved back to Footscray, that's when I started, like my neighbour, I met him and he had a hectic setup, like full, like his garage was full decked out, had a mad booth and that. Then he showed me how to get set up. And then fucking after that, man, once I got set up, I was just smashing it on my own and that. Yeah.
And so was that period with your mate in Footscray?
Yeah.
Is that before you went back to Shepparton?
Yeah.
So by the time you've gone back to Shepparton, you've already dabbled in the music stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
The lesson. 927. Oh yeah.